All right, you want to talk about decadent? These are Bailey mocha layer cheesecake cups. Now you've got the Bailey cream on top. You mix that in, the mocha cream down below, and at the very bottom we've got like a crumble of graham wafers and demerara sugar. Absolutely fantastic. Highly recommend you have a long spoon so you can just go right down to the bottom. Grab a bit of that crumble down there, bring that up with the rest. Now you get the creaminess, and then you got the little bit of texture from the crumble at the bottom. This is fantastic. Now, although there's no baking, no cooking involved, it does take a little bit more preparation, but you can do it in 3 stages. And is the result worth it? Judge for yourself. Look at this. This is just absolutely fantastic. So, let's go in the kitchen and make some Bailey and mocha layered cheesecake cups right now. All right, so we're gonna make the first layer in our Baileys and mocha layered cheesecake cups. There are 3 layers in this. So layer number 1, we just have 3 ingredients. We have 3 full sheets of graham wafers, 2 tablespoons of demerara brown sugar. I like the demerara. It's got more of a, for this it's perfect because it's stickier and a little bit molassesy. And then we have 2 tablespoons of melted butter. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put, first of all, the graham wafers, we're gonna crush them up a bit and just kind of break them up as I put them into the food processor. And try not to drop any. We don't want any big chunks in there, otherwise it just doesn't break up as evenly. All right. Also, this is kind of satisfying. It's a crunch. All right, so we got that in there. Throw in the demerara sugar. And before we add the butter, we're going to mix these up. We're just going to process this up, chop up all the leftover graham wafers, kind of make a mixture of the 2. So here we go. All right, that looks good. All crumbs. We don't have any chunks of graham wafer left. So we're gonna take out the little feeder, and while it's running, I'm gonna run the butter in there until it just mixes together. It's kind of crumbly. So you just kind of run it just quickly. Here we go. All right. Now, we should have, yes, a nice crumbly mixture. So we take a spoon, look at that. Oh, that is perfect. Nice and crumbles. So what I have here, I have 4 glasses, and we're just going to put this across the bottom of each glass. So about this size of glass is good. All glasses are different sizes. You should get 4 cups of this dessert. There are 4 glasses of this dessert, but it really just depends on the kind of glass you're using. With these, notice these are a little squatter, but they're a little bit bigger in volume, so probably about the same. So I'm just going to divide this up between these. Well, that's smelling really, really delicious already. All right, let's make sure we get rather somewhat even amounts in here. Okay, get that blade out of the way. You see this stuff's already a little sticky. All right, just drop that in there. And I don't want to tamp it down. I just want to leave it kind of loose in there. Okay, that's it. Just loosely put them in there, just like that. Perfect. Now we're going to go on to do layer 2. All right, we're going to do layer 2. What we have here for layer 2, we have 8 ounces or 225 grams of cream cheese, which has been left out to come up to room temperature, so it's going to be easier to cream. I have a 1/4 cup icing sugar, a 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. We have here a 1/4 cup of espresso, or a double shot, or you could use a really strong coffee. You want a good strong coffee flavor. 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, Over here we have 1 cup of whipping cream. That's going to be whipped separately. So first, now we need a little bit of elbow grease. We're going to cream up the cream cheese. So get that into a medium-sized bowl. And then using something like a wooden spoon, I find these are really great for doing this. You just kind of cream down in there, just kind of squish that cream cheese around till it gets nice and creamy. Look at that, just like that. Because it came up to room temperature, it's pretty easy. Now, one at a time, first we're going to cream in the icing sugar. So cream that into there. And all you're doing is you're just smearing it across the cream cheese so it incorporates it into the cream cheese. So just kind of pulling across, pulling across, pulling across until you see that all the icing sugar has gone into the cream cheese. You know, once there's no more icing sugar left out in the surface anywhere, then, that's looking pretty good, we add the cocoa powder. You want to cream that in there. You do not want to add any liquids before, because otherwise it's just not going to incorporate well. What happens is it just kind of separates. So first you want to cream all these dry powders into the cream, or into the cream cheese. Creaming the cream cheese. It always trips me up on the tongue. Here we go. Look at that. We're getting that into there. It's still on the surface of it, so you ought to make sure you want to cream it all well in. There. Look at that. That's starting to cream right there. You can see some of that starting to cream in there now. All right, a little further to go. This is one of those jobs that you Shanghai somebody else to do for you while you're preparing all other things. Oh, I'm really busy. I've got to put these other ingredients together. So could you cream this for me? That's what my mother used to do to me, especially when it came to mixing up for her fruit cake, which was hard work. So guess who got to do that? But also got to lick all the bowls and the spoons afterwards, and that is always a treat. All right, there we go. Look at that. It's all creamed together nicely now. Now it's getting a little stiff because of all those powders in there, but now we're going to add the espresso. And we're going to add the vanilla. And then we're going to mix those together a bit, and then we're going to use the beater to cream this up more. Oh, and try to get too much on the counter. All right, so that's a little bit mixed together. Now, things do get messy when you're making this. Now, we're going to use this, and all right, that's looking pretty smooth now. So what I'm going to do, we need to use these beaters for the whipped cream. So we're going to just get rid of the excess out here. I'm not going to waste any of this, although I'm sure there's somebody in the kitchen who wants to lick the beaters. Well, yeah, that's me. All right, so I'm going to wash these off, and then we're going to whip up the whipped cream for this layer. All right, clean beaters. Now, remember we have 1 cup of, some chocolate flew all the way over here. We have 1 cup of heavy cream. This is 35%. What we want to do is we want to whip this to soft peaks. So, get that in there. We're going to whip this till we reach some soft peaks, and then we're going to fold it into there. All right, that is holding us some nice soft peaks there. Feel good, but they're holding the peak. Perfect. So that's what we want. We're going to take this. Just get as much whipped cream off those as we can. All right. What we're going to do now is just fold this into that previous mocha mixture. So in goes the whipped cream. And then, there's a little bit more on the outside here. Let's get all that. Then just blend it all together. we just mix it in there, fold it in nice, look at that. Just roll it over. Okay, don't worry if you got a little bit of whipped cream like that, a couple of spots where it hasn't quite mixed in. It's mainly all mixed in together. So now, what I want to do is, we've got our cups from before here, and we're just going to plop this in there. Carefully so as not to mar up the sides of the glasses, because we want the next layer to show up nicely. This is where a small spoon can come in handy here. Now just kind of push this down in there. And don't worry, if you do get some up the sides like I just did there, you can always give us a quick wipe before we put in the Bailey layer. Okay, that's looking good. A couple little air bubbles down there. That just kind of adds to the whole attraction because you can really see the crumbles down there. So I'll just work that down a bit more, and there, that one's perfect. Okay, so I'm going to fill the rest of these up till they're about 2/3 of the area above the crumbs. 2/3 of that is all this mocha mixture, and then the top third is going to be our Bailey layer. So, going to fill these up, get them all nice and even, and I'm going to chill them for a little bit. This is why you could actually do this, you know, in stages. You know, you don't have to do it all at one time. You could do some in the morning, some in the evening, or some the day before, and it works out really good that way. Let it chill for a couple of minutes before you add in the next layer, and it just solidifies up a little bit. All right, we're ready for the Bailey layer, the very top layer. Now, these have been chilling in the refrigerator about 10 minutes or so while I cleaned up the utensils and got them ready for this next layer. You could leave them in there all day. Just cover them with saran wrap and put them in the refrigerator, leave them in there all day, it's fine. Then bring them out and let's make the third layer. Now the third layer also uses cream cheese. In this case, it's only half. It's 4 ounces of cream cheese, or 110 grams of cream cheese. We'll put that in there. We're gonna cream that. We have 2 tablespoons of Bailey's Irish cream. That's what's going to give it that flavor. And then we have 2 tablespoons of icing sugar. Over here we've got a 1/2 cup of heavy cream, again 35% cream. So again, this is going to cream up quite easy because it is warm at room temperature. Look at that. So easy. All right. We're going to cream in that icing sugar. This time we don't have the cocoa powder, so it's going to be a little easier. Yeah, that's going to cream in quite quickly there. And then in goes the Baileys. Don't want to waste a drop of that deliciousness. And we just work that into there. Look at that. In we go. Now one more time, we're going to use the beaters to just get this nice and smooth. Now you could, if you want to save on cleaning beaters, or actually if you have extra beaters, it's always the easiest. But if you want to save on cleaning beaters, you can whip the whipping cream first and then use the same beaters in here, because getting a little whipping cream in here is not going to make any difference to it. For demonstration purposes, I just want to show you getting this all ready and just adding the whipped cream. Does mean a little bit more cleaning though. All right, it's not even been a minute and it's already nice and smooth. So I'm just going to make sure we get as much in there as possible. Then I'm going to go clean these beaters, and we're going to whip up the whipped cream. Add that in there. Be right back. All right, I'm back with clean beaters, and yes, of course, I licked off some of that delicious Bailey's cream cheese. Very good. So what we're going to do here, as we did before, but now we only have half as much whipped cream. We're going to whip this until we have soft peaks. So here we go. And there we go. Got some nice soft peaks on there. So that's going to get folded into there like we did with the last bit layer. So let's just get a bunch of this whipped cream out of here. Same here. All right. And now we're going to take the whipped cream and fold it into the Baileys cream layer. Or I guess a Baileys cream cheese layer. All right. There we go. Oh, this is just too much decadence. Love it. All right, fold that in there, mix it around. There we go, and that looks like it's all nicely mixed. Now, just gonna take that and spoon it on top. Now, you see what I did with these was, before I glooped a little bit of chocolate onto the edges. It's really easy to clean off. Just take a piece of paper towel, wet a corner, go around, clean it off, and we're gonna get beautiful little cheesecake cups here. So, work that in there. Look at that. And I just want to kind of mound it up over a bit. Yes. Oh, just about too much there, but it's like, is there too much of goodness? No. But it will overflow. All right, so what I'm doing, I'm going to finish these off, and then just going to chill them in the refrigerator for a little while. Half an hour to an hour. Hour is probably is usually the best. It just actually depends on your refrigerator too, how cold it is. But what you want is, you just want this to set up. So what I would do, if you're doing this on a working day or something where you're gone from the house all day, the way I would do this is, depending if you have time in the morning, you could do the first 2 layers in the morning, because the crumble layer is really easy. Then make up the mocha layer. If not, the night before, cover them, throw them in the refrigerator. The next day, come home from work, you make up this layer, you pop it in the fridge, have dinner. By the time dinner's finished, these are ready, and you've got a fantastic dessert. Great little midweek treat. Oh, good for weekends, of course, too. All right, that's it. There you go. Baileys and mocha layered cheesecake cups. And they are absolutely decadently creamy and delicious. Enjoy. Now, if you go to the link appearing on the screen, you can get the free printable recipe on our website. You'll also find a real easy to follow along recipe infographic, which visually shows you the steps in making each layer of these creamy Baileys and mocha layered cheesecake cups. So go print out the recipe, have fun making and eating these delicious, creamy, decadent desserts, and make cooking fun again with Kuma's Kitchen.